Today's video is going to be the Jake Doolittle apology video, and it's called Addressing Everything. The video itself is 28 minutes long, so you'll be pleased to know that I am not going to cover it all. Now, the reason I'm going to cut out quite a huge chunk of it is this. For about 15 minutes, Jake is trying to prove that he is ill, that he does actually have Lyme disease. Well, in my opinion, he doesn't need to prove anything to anybody. None of that pertains to this apology, so therefore we are going to exclude that part. I will leave his whole video linked in the description below if you want to see it in its entirety.
Hello everyone. My last video sucked, and the following live stream of me in the hospital trying to see what my audience thought of the video and if everybody hated me was also a really stupid decision.
100% agree with you there, Jake. It really was a stupid decision. And why is going to become very apparent in this video.
I want it to be known that that live stream was not a response to the videos made. At the time, there was one video made about me, and I went live against my fiance's wishes. She was texting me the entire time telling me to get off live, but I thought that I could explain what was going on while in the ER, in a lot of pain, and dealing with insurance shit.
You definitely should have listened to your fiance because she was making a lot more sense than you were. You are describing your state of mind and you are admitting it was in a really bad place. So realistically, that should tell you that you weren't in a fit state to be making the video, and that is why it came across as bad as it did, in my opinion.
I was literally like, I'll go live, I'll see what the audience thinks, and then hopefully this will all be over. I can explain everything. But first of all, going live and trying to talk about that kind of stuff was really dumb. Also, being in pain, not in a good mental state, and in the middle of talking to nurses, also very dumb.
Also, not very fair on the hospital staff, is it? They are trying to do a job while you are recording a live video. And personally, I think you should have more respect for the staff and refrain from being on your phone when they are in the room.
Not only did I go live thinking that I could clear everything up in the span of 20 minutes while waiting for results from knee scans, I also just dug myself a deeper hole. There's a lot to address, and thinking that I could clear things up while on a vertical live stream holding the phone below my chin is clown behavior. I was genuinely trying to compartmentalize everything that was going on, and there was one video that was made and H3 was going live, and I was like, okay, so if I address this, then there's nothing to talk about, everything's all good, and then I can focus on my health. And in reality, while in the hospital live streaming and getting results like that, it only made things worse.
Well, so far you're not doing too bad, Jake, as apologies go. I've definitely seen worse. You are addressing the points. You are saying that what you did was dumb. So you are admitting that actually you were in the wrong. I've seen the whole of this video, and I must say it doesn't continue in the same vein, unfortunately.
So this, I guess, is my response to everything that's been said. I want to start out by saying the video that I posted, I was very upset recording that. The attitude and the tone, everything was bad. I came across as annoying and entitled. And prior to recording that day, I had been dealing with one of the first like big major health scares that I've had in the last 3 to 4 years. Since I've started YouTube, my health has been somewhat okay. I've only had 1 or 2 surgeries in the last 3 to 4 years, whereas prior to that, there was a lot more and a lot more doctor appointments, and I felt much worse. I was kind of riding a high of feeling okay.
The fact that you have got this condition is not good, and I do feel bad for you. and I do feel sorry for you. But you are using it as an excuse for what you said. And in my opinion, that is not a valid excuse. Yes, you may have felt like that at the time, which you obviously did because you recorded the said video, but you should not have published it. That is all on you, Jake. And what you're going to go on to say about this video, you say it was 45 minutes in length. It went to an editor. It came back 15 minutes in length, and you didn't even watch it. You just uploaded it. Well, who does that? One of the first rules of engagement when you put out a video is to watch it through, surely, even if it goes to an editor.
And then I started to get pains that mimicked a lot of what I felt prior to the first round of my surgeries. So I was on the phone with my surgeon and insurance trying to get an MRI approved, but it wasn't able to be approved because I needed an x-ray first. I recorded that video with no notes or preparation. It was 45 minutes as a raw file, and I sent that off to be edited and thumbnailed. It came back as 15 minutes, and I dragged and dropped it into YouTube Studio, attached the thumbnail, and said fuck it, which was probably one of the worst choices I could have made. But I think that's kind of where my mind was at the time. I had also been declined for disability insurance because since I'm self-employed, I don't meet the requirements of disability insurance, because it would be like trying to get coverage for a house in the middle of the ocean, trying to get like flooding insurance. That also added to my stress, because if I end up going through another period of time where I'm very sick, I don't have any sort of back plan.
Everything you've said there, Jake, is actually not an apology. It is telling everyone why you should not have put out that video in the first place.
I had no topics to talk about. I had just watched a video of a YouTuber talking to the camera and ranting about like things that he was passionate about. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. And I'm upset and I'm scared and I'm frustrated with everything that's going on in my personal life. So who cares?
Everyone who makes content in the commentary space has a feast or famine. I can have weeks where I've got 10 videos that I can comment on, and yet I can have equally the same amount of weeks where there is nothing that I want to comment on. Not that there's nothing available, no, but I have to want to actually comment on it to be able to do it. So that is just an excuse, and it is something that everybody goes through. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that you want a regular upload schedule. We all want that, but I would rather not put out something that is just not going to do well and only get a very minuscule amount of views, and keep looking and do more research and make commentary on something I'm more passionate about, because at the end of the day, that is going to do far better. And as a commentary commentator, Jake, with nearly 300,000 subscribers, realistically, you should know better.
Especially since it was a complete throwaway video.
No way. I can't believe you just said that. It was not a complete throwaway video. Your thumbnail depicted I'm Alex and Cody Co. And to be honest, they are two people I have made videos on because of the controversy surrounding them. So, video with a thumbnail containing those two was 100% going to be clicked on. So, no, I don't agree with that at all. In my opinion, you're talking out of you have.
Video. There's a lot of the stuff that I was saying in that I still stand by, where, you know, I want never stop to work. Like, all the basics of it are still very true, but then in my anger, I would say things like, if after a month nobody ends up donating, then I'm going to have to talk about the people who have declined to donate.
Still stand by most of what you said in that video, and you are digging your grave deeper and deeper and deeper by saying that. Because at the end of the day, you came across as entitled to other people's money. And you put out that you would name names, which is classic blackmail. And yet, this is supposed to be an apology video. Well, here you and I disagree on the definition of apologising, big style.
I haven't been happy with the way that we haven't been able to up the amount of money given over time, and we are only getting more and more applicants, and we don't have the finances to give out more money to more people. Also, because videos that I've been posting haven't been getting views, and I'm freaked about not being able to post or make money if I have another health scare. I was like, it's something to post. It's not going to get views anyways, but I might make $100 off of it. And that was also real fucking stupid.
I can understand that being frustrating and disappointing, but it still doesn't condone what you did in putting out the video.
I had been telling myself, like, I'm going to post every 2 to 3 days. I think it was on day 2 or 3 that I hadn't uploaded, and I was like, I have to do something. Let me just do this. It was the worst decision I could have made. I do not feel entitled to your money. Your money is your money. As somebody who's freaked about his own personal money, if there was somebody reaching out to me being like, hey, do you want to hear more about my nonprofit? I'd be like, well, I have to take care of myself first. And
Wow, that is certainly not how it came across in your video. And to be honest, it doesn't seem so sincere coming out of your mouth in this video either, really.
If it speaks to what my mindset was, I posted that video genuinely not thinking anyone would see it, because
I'm Alex, and Cody Co thumbnail that was posted along with that video actually calls you a liar there, Jake, because they are steeped in controversy even 6 months later from the incidents. So, oh no, you knew 100% that people were going to click on that video because that's what the thumbnail suggested the content was going to be about. And you know that.
initial reaction to having the first day in 3 to 4 years where I was just on the phone with doctors and insurance. And I mean, good God, I could have just waited a day to record.
Well, that is something we can finally agree on. You should definitely have waited to record a video about this subject.
I also said something like, no other YouTuber is posting as much as I am or something. First of all, that's just completely false. With context, I was trying to be like, all of my mutuals who I've been friends with for a while, I mean, they upload, like, basically they upload once a month. And I'm working so hard. But like, in reality, these people are putting a bunch of effort into their content and I'm not.
Now we're finally getting somewhere. He's addressing the points and putting them into context, which obviously is what he should have done in the first video. So at least it seems like he has learned his lesson to some extent.
Reached out to me and wanted to get on a call and wanted to hear more about my nonprofit, and we talked about like all this different stuff. I got my hopes up. Like, this was somebody who could change, never stop, and kind of was saying things like, you know, I want to hear more about your nonprofit. Let's talk more about philanthropy. Let's do like, and so in my head, I was like, holy shit, I mean, this is amazing. And then that person stopped talking to me. I found these niche little times that I've talked to other influencers and used that against them. And that was really shitty. And I don't want to give too much detail about this this situation because this whole idea of threatening to say names was so fucking stupid in the first place that I don't want to now have this video be me releasing a name. But like, I built up in my head over the span of a week different possibilities of working with this person and pitching things, and they had reached out to me, and I know for a fact that I put too much like pressure on that whole situation. I don't think that anybody is obligated to give me money. It is all out of me just being frustrated that things aren't going as well as I'd like them to.
I can understand why you would be disappointed that someone's reached out to you and then you've got in your own head and thought, oh, this could be really big, and then they've backed off. But at the end of the day, Jake, that it still really doesn't excuse the video that you made. You should not have made the video. That is the main point here. And even though you're addressing this, I feel in some respects you are still actually missing the point.
And I started to find like situations where I was like, oh, well, that person I spoke to a few times and they didn't give me money. So I could use that to back up my claim and argument that people should give me money. And I apologize for making people feel pressured and like hinting at outing people who didn't donate.
The majority of people work hard for their money and they are not obligated to give it to you. So at least you said sorry for that part of it.
So I made 3 copyright strikes after that video. The only videos that I copyright striked were pure re-uploads to YouTube with no commentary over it. There's a lot of people who think that I have been copyright striking critical videos of me. I am completely okay with critical videos. I watch a lot of them and they hurt my feelings, but like, a lot of it's valid criticism. I will talk about the criticism that I think is completely unjust in a little bit, but when it comes to the copyright claims themselves, they were straight re-uploads of the live stream and my original video that I took down at like 11,000 views. I retracted one of the strikes on the re-uploads because the person emailed me and asked me to retract it. I also felt bad because this person created a new YouTube account to try to re-upload archives, and they had already gotten like over 2,000 subs off of an archive channel. My goal was not to ruin this person's channel, so I took back one of the strikes, and then I think they only have one standing for the next 90 days. And even if I am not mentally prepared to deal with commentary videos about me, I'm not going to take any action against that because I make commentary videos. I understand that that sucks.
If you can't receive criticism, then you shouldn't be dishing it out at the end of the day. Nobody is ever going to agree 100% with your opinion. And yes, you are going to get people in your comment section who tell you loudly that they don't agree with you, and that is okay. That is part of doing this job. And I would have thought with nearly 300,000 subscribers that you would know that by now, wouldn't you? This next section is where he goes on to show everyone what he's paid out, to his charity, which is, in my opinion, not necessary for him to prove that to anyone because I didn't feel from his video that he was, being called out for not making payment. So we are going to skip past this bit and the part where he's going on all about his medical conditions and how many surgeries he's had, because none of that to me is relevant to his apology. So we're just going to skip to the end of the video where he does address more about apologizing.
The video that I made was fucking stupid, and I was angry, and I regret it, and I absolutely apologize for what I said during that video. This was a really long video, but I appreciate you if you stuck through it. I hope that this cleared some stuff up. Again, I apologize for that video 100,000,000%, and I'm sorry to my creator friends, and it was a stupid take, and I can absolutely admit that.
Well, there we have it, the end of Jake's apology video. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on it. Did you think he was genuinely sorry? Do you think he made a lot of excuses, but at the end came good? Let me know what you actually think, because I'll be very interested to read the comments later. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Ta-ta for now.